Hey, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we're going to be doing a full playthrough of Castle Itter from Dan Versen Games. No disclaimer needed for this one. Like Wars of Marcus Aurelius last week, one of our faithful viewers sent this to me as a loaner for me to try out and feature on the channel. Castle Itter is designed by David Thompson. He also designed Pavlov's house that I previously covered, and you'll see that this uses a lot of similar systems, so if you watch that video, a lot of this will be familiar. David also designed by Stealth and C that I did a review for during the Kickstarter, and I think he's awesome as a designer. You'll see how great this game is as I play through it. And just for some quick background, if, like me, you had never heard of the battle for Castle Itter, this actually happened after Hitler was dead, but a couple days before Germany formally surrendered. And the battle is often described as the strangest battle of World War II, because the defenders of the castle include an SS officer, soldiers from the German Wehrmacht, as well as French prisoners and US forces, so it's this super crazy conglomeration of defenders all fighting against SS forces trying to come in and kill them all. Like always, I'm going to go through how you set up the game and the basics of play. If you want to skip any of that, use the timestamps. And if you like our content at the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider listening to our podcast on Sundays, join the conversation on our Slack or Discord channels, and consider supporting us through Patreon for some really nice perks. Alright, first for setup, you put out this really big, nice board. I can't even show it all on frame. I'll be kind of flitting back and forth between the two halves. Then you're going to take these green defense tokens and put one on the 6 number of each of the 6 locations in the game. That's going to mark the starting structural strength of the castle you're defending before German artillery rips it apart. Next, you're going to organize all the defenders you'll be able to use during the game. A lot of them can be stacked. You've got several US tank soldiers, some German Wehrmacht officers and basic riflemen. You've got 4 commanders. And then a couple special ones. You've got 3 soldiers marked with an R. They're reinforcements and will show up later. And you've got 5 units with a French flag. These are the French prisoners that were being held in the castle. And they're the only ones that are going to start on the board. You put them in these 5 cellar spaces. They'll be hiding out there until you potentially bring them out during the battle. You'll want to similarly organize all of your German units. I've got them in 5 separate trays here: riflemen, scouts, Sturm soldiers, machine gunners, and mortars. You also need to set up the starting attackers. You'll see the Germans have 11 deployment spaces. They go from 2 to 12 because you'll roll 2d6 to determine where people come out. And at the standard difficulty, you'll put 1 SS rifleman on each space. But we're going to kick things up a notch, try veteran, and see if I can survive. So for veteran, you're going to mix in 5 riflemen and 6 scout soldiers and randomly place 1 on each spot. Finally, to complete setup, I'm going to set up my card decks. The main deck is made up of SS cards, and you'll see they have a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the bottom right corner. And I'm going to shuffle all the 4s, then 3s, then 2s, then 1s separately, and stack them one on top of the other, so 4s are at the bottom and 1s are on the top. If you're playing at the tougher veteran difficulty like I am in this playthrough, you're also going to use the tactics deck. You can do the exact same thing here, except you're going to remove 4 cards from the 1 deck and 3 from each of the 2, 3, and 4 deck, but then again, you'll stack them, 1s on top to 4s on the bottom. And one final very important card note, there are a couple SS cards labeled competitive. Don't use those if you're playing solo. And keep the 142nd Infantry Regiment card nearby, but separate for now. You might add it to the deck later. And with our card decks built and all our starting units on the board, we are ready to go. So I'll start out the rules explanation with a broad overview of the game. In basic term, your mix of defenders are trying to keep the Germans from penetrating the castle's defenses until reinforcements from the 142nd Infantry Regiment can chase the attackers away. On your turn, you'll get to take 5 actions with your troops, and then you'll resolve an SS turn, drawing 3 cards and resolving each. They'll generally spawn units or mess up your defenses or attack your people. And additionally, if you're playing on veteran difficulty or higher like I am, you'll draw a tactics card to modify what the Germans do. If the deployment of German soldiers ever pushes a soldier into the castle itself, you immediately lose the game. But if you can survive through the play of the entire SS deck, or if you draw the 142nd Infantry Regiment card, which can be inserted into the deck near the bottom with a special action, you win the game and you get to calculate your score, which basically gives you points for having more defenders and fewer Germans on the board. In your first turn of the game, you will have no units on the regular castle board, just 5 French prisoners in the cellar, and you can't use them yet. Instead, your first 5 actions have to each bring on a different unit into any open square on the board. And when you put them on the board for one of those 5 actions, they'll take an additional action, usually to either attack units already on the board or to lay down suppressing fire to prevent more units from coming out. Only when all 20 of your regular units are on the board, not counting the reinforcements, they aren't available yet, then you can start taking actions with people already on the board or even bringing the French prisoners into the fray. To go through the actions quickly, one by one, first you can do an attack action. And a soldier can only attack people he has line of sight to, which just means any Germans on spaces that match the color of his square. So this rifleman could shoot any of these 3 scouts. Man, there's a lot of scouts on green, because he's on a green square and they're on green spaces. If he was on this split square instead that's red and green, he could also shoot this red rifleman in the corner who's on a red space. When you attack, you choose 1 unit to shoot at, you roll the number of dice on the left digit here. And if at least one of the dice equals or exceeds the defense value of the unit you're shooting at, you remove them from the board. A soldier can instead choose to suppress, which uses the right value, and they put that many suppression tokens into the suppression box matching the color of their square. And if they're putting down 2 or more suppression tokens and they're in a square with 2 colors, they can split them between the colors as they choose. A soldier can also move. It does cost an action to move to a new location. Locations are bordered by these white lines, so if I wanted to move from the South Terrace to an empty space in the keep, that would cost one of my 5 actions. Alternatively, you can move within a location to an empty square or switching with another soldier, and that actually doesn't cost an action, so you can still do an action with the soldier who's moving. But neither soldier involved can be exhausted, and they also can't have a disrupted token on them. And speaking of, I kind of skipped over this. For every action except for that movement within a location action or the recovery action, attacking, suppressing, moving to a new location, all of those will exhaust your soldier. So you can't use them if they're exhausted. They can't take an action. Similarly, a soldier with a disrupted token, which comes from the Germans attacking them, cannot take an action. Except for the recovery action, an exhausted or disrupted soldier can use 1 action to flip to be not exhausted or to get rid of the disrupted token. But for any of these actions, you mark the soldier with one of your 5 action tokens, so they can't do anything else that turn. So if I recovered with this rifleman, he couldn't shoot in the same turn. I'd have to wait till next turn. A special action you can take with a soldier who has a C letter for commander is the command action. You can take an action with them, which does exhaust them, and then you get basically 3 free recovery actions for any other soldiers in their space that don't also have the command keyword. And those can be split however you want. So I could, for example, spend 2 on this guy to undisrupt him and unexhaust him, and also that guy for my 3rd. Well, the soldiers that get commanded get these little tokens on them, which tells you still can't take actions with them. It's kind of like you took an extra action from the commander. Now, there are a few special actions as well. Barotra, who was a French tennis champion that was being held in the castle, he historically put on a Wehrmacht uniform and snuck out of the castle to get the reinforcements to come earlier. So he's how you put this 142nd Infantry Regiment card in the deck to win the game earlier, although it's really tough to make happen. There's also special actions that can be taken with Besotten Jenny, which was the nickname of a tank the US soldiers brought to guard the front roadway leading to the castle. A soldier with the T keyword can activate one of these tank spaces to use the improved statistics. So like here you can do a 2 attack or a 4 suppress. Additionally, one of them can take the load cannon action to put this little cannon token on the 76mm cannon space, and then one of them can use that action to attack for 3 or suppress for 6. Boom. And they even moved one of the tank's machine guns to the gatehouse, so a T soldier can also use the improved statistics here. And just to finish up the good guys side, we've got a few more keywords. All of the Wehrmacht riflemen have the low morale keyword, which means if somebody is killed in their space, they're eliminated as well because they run away. But you have several Wehrmacht officers that will prevent that from happening. So if someone with an O is in the same space as someone with an M, you ignore their low morale keyword. Gangle, the Wehrmacht commander, also historically sacrificed himself for one of the French prisoners, so he has a little S that if one of them would be killed and he's in their location, he can get discarded instead. And finally, the French prisoners, except for the tennis champ, have the Inspire keyword. This means that they're in a space and unexhausted and undisrupted with other soldiers. Everyone in that space fires and suppresses at +1. Now, as for the German side of things, they're pretty consistent in their effects. We'll go through them quickly. A lot of cards will have you place certain types of units. It'll tell you whether you place 1 or 2 or even 3. And for each placement, you roll 2d6 and you put them on the indicated deployment space. So here I rolled an 8, although I'm showing you 2, 12, and 11. And let's say I rolled an 11. If that spot is occupied, you push everyone there. And if necessary, you keep on pushing them until you get to an empty space, or they come into the castle and you lose the game. But anytime a new soldier is deploying, if you have suppression tokens in the same colored space, you can discard as many of them as you like, although you have to choose all at once, to roll that many dice as an attack and potentially take care of the person before he ever deploys. Now, extra nasty are machine gunners and mortars. They work like soldiers, you can still suppress them. But they just stay on the deployment space and they won't push anybody forward, so like if I rolled a 12, he'd just stay there and the scout wouldn't move. But whenever they deploy, they try to disrupt one of the soldiers in their color. What you do is you roll a d6, I got a 5. If anybody's in that space, you shoot at them. If not, you go up until you find somebody, or down if necessary. So here you try to disrupt the rifleman. You roll as many dice as his little circular value here, 2 in this case, and if any of the dice equal or exceed the current defense of that location, then he gets disrupted. And if a soldier's ever disrupted when he's already disrupted, he is removed as a casualty. When you draw a suppressive fire card, you do the exact same thing, except you do it for every mortar and machine gunner on the board. There are also a lot of cards like this, where you'll roll a location and then roll this many dice against the location. And again, if any of the dice equal or exceed the location's defense, you lower it by 1, making it weaker for the rest of the game. You also have some flat cards. They work just like the machine gunners and the mortars, except they roll this many dice against every single unit in the color they roll. Snipers will target a unit in a random color, just like the mortars and the machine gunners, but if they equal or exceed the building's defense, that unit is just dead. And that's about it. Again, you resolve 3 of these one at a time, and first you draw a tactics card if you're using them to modify the cards you draw. So there you go, a lot of details, maybe more than you needed, but now let's get into the first turn of the game. So there you go, a lot of detail, maybe more than you needed, but now let's get into our first turn of the game. So remember, for the first 4 turns, we're just going to bring on 5 new units each turn, and only then we'll be able to kind of reuse units. And we've got people everywhere, so I usually like to kind of set some suppressing fire down in a variety of places. So first let's put one of our US tank soldiers on the heavy machine gun, doing 4 suppression all by itself. That gives me 4 suppression all on gray, which is for the main road deployment and is the most common one the Germans use. My next most common German deployment numbers are 3 and 4 for red and 5 and 6 for purple. So I'm going to put my strongest US soldier, Pollock, who has a 2 attack and 3 suppress. I'm going to go ahead and put him on this double color space. And for Pollock, purple is more common than red, but I'll still do a bit of a split here. Another solid spot, this red-green in the south terrace. I'll put one of my 1-2 tank soldiers there. And put 1 suppress in red, 1 in green. And what the hey, you can never have too much suppression, so let's use the machine gun in the gatehouse for 3 more. That's also all going in gray. And a quick note, Besatten Jenny the tank gets a lot of attack cards automatically on it with Panzerfaust, German rocket launchers. So I generally don't want to leave too many soldiers there, because that's the only location where it can literally reach a 0 and everyone in it dies. So if I leave just 1 or 2 people there, it's easier to evacuate it. And what the hey, for our last one, let's just do an attack. I'll go ahead and put a guy here on this gray-yellow split. And there's a bunch of weaker riflemen all on the 7, 8, 9. 7's most likely though, so let's attack that guy. Only 1 die, and no luck. So with 5 actions down, we're going to resolve a Tactics card and 3 SS cards. Again, you wouldn't use this if you're playing on normal difficulty. Tactics card says Camouflage. Add 1 to the defense value of all SS counters. That'll apply right now if I try to suppress anybody who shows up, and also during my entire next turn if I just want to attack them normally. Bad luck to be paired with this. We're going to place 2 scouts who normally have 4 defense but will now have 5. First one goes in 11. I'm not going to suppress because this is bad odds. Second one goes in 6. So 11 pushes the scout already there 1 space, and 6 does the same here. Next we're placing 2 riflemen who are now up to 4 defense, although I still might want to shoot at them. First goes to 3, we're getting the weird numbers. Yeah, it's unlikely he'll get too far, so let's not suppress. And second's going to 8, and I think we'll just let it slide. I don't want to waste suppression on a camouflage round. And last we're getting a mortar who normally has 4 defense but now has 5, and will then roll 3 dice to try to disrupt one of our units. Where's he going to try to go? 9. All right, you know what? I don't love the idea of a mortar being right at the front line. I'm going to actually spend 3 tokens from the gray box since that's where he's popping up. And if I defeat him now, he'll never get the chance to roll for disruption on my units. Oh, yuck. Okay, so he rolls to see who he's going to try to disrupt in the gray boxes. Gets a 3. No one's in 3, so we count up to 4, 5, 6, which means he's targeting our friend here. He's got 3 dice, and the gatehouse still has 6 defense. Oh my gosh. All right, normally I probably wouldn't bring a commander in too soon, but I want this guy to die accidentally. So I'm going to bring in my tank commander, one of them. He'll exhaust to do a command action, and I'll do 1, 2, 3 recovers, although neither of them can activate this round. I want more suppression, so I'm going to put another 1, 2 tank guy here. I could put him here and suppress for 3 instead of 2, but again, I don't want to have too many people in the tank to get killed. And the reason I'm suppressing this round is because they have camouflage and they aren't too easy to kill otherwise. All right, on the same kind of tech, let's put an officer here to suppress red 1. Let's put an officer here to suppress purple 1. I'm laying down the groundwork for some regular German riflemen to go in there. And let's put a regular US soldier here to suppress green 1. All right, all my action markers come off, and we're back to the Germans. Their tactic this time is Eastern Approach. Instead of rolling 2 dice, I'm just going to roll 1 and add 6, so they'll tend to come from gray or green. But first they're going to bombard one of our buildings. They pick the North Terrace, and everywhere still has 6 defense. But yeah, pretty hard not to roll 1 with that many dice. So North Terrace is down to 5, making all these guys more vulnerable. By the way, if it ever goes below 4, everyone here is immediately disrupted. Our second card is more bombardment. They must be setting up for more people to rush in. And they love the terraces. 4 dice against that. South Terrace holds strong. And finally, they are going to send in 2 riflemen, again with the Eastern Approach card modifying how they come in. Here's a nice wide shot of all our options. First one's going to try to come in. 3 plus 6 is 9, where the mortar already is. Now, I hate to waste suppression. I don't want an extra rifleman there because they already have a whole bunch, but 1 die might be enough to defeat a 3 defense. Yes. So he never gets placed, but the second one is coming into 5 plus 6, 11. Oh man, I'm definitely going to spend, I think, 2 there. That would be close to killing me already if that one advances. I need either of these to be a 3 or higher. Yes. So no soldiers actually advance. Our suppressing fire kept them back. All right, we've got 10 soldiers left to bring in. 3 of my commanders. I like to save them until the end. 1 of my officers, all of my German riflemen, and 1 regular US soldier. So I've got an officer here to keep them in line. Let's send some riflemen in to shoot at guys. I'll try to shoot this guy who's advanced. 1 die, need a 3 or higher, yes. And I'll go here as well. Let's see, you could go purple or red. Purple's advanced a little farther, but also has better defense, but what the hey, we'll go for the scout. Nice! Okay, 3 more. We've got an officer over here, so let's put a rifleman here, shooting at the rifle guy that advanced. Beautiful, we're rolling great for our attacks right now. And I think it makes sense for our last militia to be in the Great Hall. Let's send an officer in first. Let's see if he can get lucky and take out this mortar before it shoots at us more. Needs are 4 or higher. Wow. All right, last I think I'll send in another militia. He'll go to green. I have no suppression tokens there and just put 1 down. All right, we got almost our full crew on the board. I know the Germans didn't like the eastern approach with all my suppressing fire. They're trying the hills leading up to the castle on the western approach. I'm going to roll a single d6, reroll 1, so they'll go to 2 through 6. That is if they actually place anybody. First, we're getting some more artillery. And it's going on the tank itself for 4 dice. Come on, baby. Yes, held. Then they're placing 1 machine gunner who, again, will immediately try to disrupt us if we let him live. Okay, 2 through 6. And he's going to 3. That's a red spot. I think I can afford to spend 2 of my 3 suppression for red. Need a 4 or higher. Oh, wow. So the machine gunner never comes out. And my last card is a Sturm, highest defense in the game. Usually I don't waste suppression just because they're so tough to take down. He's coming out also on 3. And we'll let him. He'll push the rifleman forward. It's easier to shoot that guy than try to use suppression on him. All right, so we're going to bring out our last 5 regular soldiers here. I've got 1 German rifleman, 1 US soldier, and 3 of my 4 commanders. So let's see. I like to use the commanders to get the stronger guys in action. So I'll send Schrader, the SS officer, in here. And he'll command these 3 guys to unexhaust. So I get Pollock back. I think I'm going to send the last German rifleman in here. You can shoot yellow or green. Let's take my chances and shoot that 1 scout. Nope. And then I guess I'll send Gangle in here. He could do a command action, but he'd only command these 2 guys since he's already acted this turn. So for now, I think I'll actually just put 2 more suppression in green. We're going to do something similar here with Lee, have him suppress purple twice. I like to have a commander in the Great Hall because the French prisoners, if I bring them out coming from the cellar, have to come to the Great Hall first, so he can then use his command to unexhaust them faster. Which means I also like to leave a space open there. And then where to place my last soldier, he can't really fit anywhere. So as wasteful as it is, I guess I'll put him on the tank, and hopefully he can run away. And I'll take another shot at that rifleman up on the gray space. There we go. So next turn my options will open up massively. I can even bring the French prisoners in the mix. Let's see what the Germans have in store. Barrage. Anytime they do a flak or pack 40 card and roll an extra die. I'm hoping that I don't get any of those because I've already seen a bunch. But placing 2 scouts doesn't make me too much happier either. First one's going to 7. I just emptied 7 out, so I'll actually let him go. Then second one to 6. And 6 is okay too, I guess. I prefer to save my suppression for riflemen and mortars and machine gunners whenever possible. And hey, speaking of, here come 2 riflemen. First going to 6 as well. And it's getting a little crowded over there, so I'll spend 2. Oh, didn't need both of them. Second rifleman going to 6. Jeez. Let's just spend 1 this time. Ah, darn it. So they're advancing pretty well over there. Okay, and 2 more scouts. Yikes, our barrage was wasted, but this isn't great. Let's just pray they don't try to go to 6. 4. It's red over here. I'm okay with that. And 8. I think I'm okay with that as well. All right, a whole bunch of units on the board, and now I can do whatever I like. Quick note on Barotra escaping and speeding up the end of the game. He needs to take the escape action from a non-Great Hall or cellar space, so he can't just do it right away. It needs to escape from a color that has no German units on any positions in that color. So at the moment, our best bet is yellow. We've got a single rifleman out and nobody else. But he can't escape from the Great Hall, so I'd have to somehow clear out another yellow space. But the earlier you do it, the higher you shuffle the card into the deck, so you want to do it as soon as possible if you're going to do it. So I think I'll take 1 action to move him out. I'll take another action to unexhaust Commander Lee, so that next turn he can unexhaust all 3 of these people with a command action. Pollock can do his thing and lay down 3 suppression tokens. We'll put 1 on purple, 2 on red, balance him back out. I'll unexhaust my heavy machine gunner, because 4 suppression tokens are just too good, and along the same lines I'll have my tank guy lay down 3 suppression on gray. Tactic for this turn, recon. If we get a scout card, we'll place an additional scout, but only if we don't suppress all of them. So now suddenly it makes more sense to shoot at scouts. But first we have a mortar trying to come in, and I'll just show you my relative suppression numbers. 4 is a red space. So let's spend 2 of these to try to prevent that. Aha, there we go, 1 of them hit. Next we have the Panzerfaust. Like I said, this has to attack Basat and Jenny. 4 dice, but it's still got 6 defense. I'm on hold. Yes! Okay. My last game I hit twice the first 2 times, so right now it's actually pretty well defended. And last we have 2 riflemen coming out, so the recon card didn't matter. First going to 7, which would push another guy into yellow, so with the escape plan in mind, let's use 2 to shoot at this guy. And now they both hit. Second one going to 7 as well. Ah, darn it. Do I use 2 or 1? I'll use 2 again. Probably not wise. Ah, darn it. At least nobody got through. Alright, so yellow is almost clear. We want to make this thing happen now. So I'm going to use action for Lee to command all 3 of these people to unexhaust. Now that still means that next turn he'll have to move up here. The turn after that he'll have to unexhaust. And the turn after that he can actually run away if yellow's still clear. And let's help make that happen. We'll use an action for this rifleman to move locations to clear a spot for Barotra. Now this place over here is terrible. Let's have Dietrich shoot at the 3 guy there. We just used up a lot of suppression, so let's have our heavy machine gunner put down 4 more. And along the same lines, let's get Pollock ready to shoot again. Our new tactic, if a sniper attacks, roll an extra die for the attack. Remember, they just kill soldiers straight up. First, we have another Panzerfaust. They're not leaving that tank alone. Oh, still, wow. You know, I might have to run away from the tank this time, because it is not going down. Second, 2 more riflemen coming. Go back to our suppression stacks to help you see our choices. 5, that's purple. I can afford 1 there. Yes. Our other guy coming to 5 as well. Let's do another one. Boom. 2 cards down with no effect. 2 more riflemen though. First one coming to 9. That's gray and would push another person into yellow. So let's try to keep the way mostly clear and try to stop that. Come on. Yes. And second one coming to 8. Also gray. Also 2. No! So now if we want Barotra to run that way, we'll have to take out a scout and a rifleman first. We gotta have hope, right? So let's send Barotra over to the chosen spot. Let's have this guy shoot at the yellow rifleman. Come on, come on! No! Let's bring in another French prisoner, because he can shoot yellow. Remember, he gives himself and everyone else +1 until he's exhausted, so it won't be +1 anymore. Come on, get that rifleman! Yes! Our 2 actions left. Let's have our friend here try to shoot the scout. 50-50. 50-50. That's not it. And finally, while he's here, let's have Pollock lay down more suppressing fire. All right, new tactic for the Germans. Focus fire. We increase the value of each die they roll when they attack the building by 1, so they're more likely to break the walls. But instead, we're placing a machine gunner first. On 7, no. Definitely going to spend 2. Take him out. No! So he pushes another scout into yellow. He's going to try to disrupt one of my gray soldiers here. 3 is this guy. He's got to roll a 6, though, on 2 dice now. Second card is attacking a location, and it'll be +1 to hit it. And they got North Terrace. That was already down to a 5. Yes. Didn't even matter. Now, that's bad, because remember, if that gets hit again, they all get disrupted. But it's not yet. 2 scouts coming. First one going to 5, purple. It is a little crowded over there. But I'm going to stick to my guns and not use suppression. And second, 8, gray. No, dang it, I'll use my last 2 gray suppression for that. Yes, got him. Now let's see if I can somehow keep more guys from coming in, take out those 2 yellow guys, and get Barotra ready to run. He could escape. It's seeming kind of unlikely, though. And yikes, nobody is unexhausted. That's not great. Well, let's go for broke. We're going to do 1. We want everyone who can shoot at yellow. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. New tactic is Northern Approach. We'll add 3 to 1 die, which means they're a little more likely to go to red or purple. I like that. But first, they're attacking a location. Good, and North Terrace is not an option. Going to be the keep. Everything except North Terrace is still holding strong and still beautiful. Machine gunner. Okay, 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Darn it. That's going to 9, and I have nobody in gray. Now, the somewhat lucky piece, although this is still bad, is that he doesn't push someone else into yellow. He's trying to disrupt gray again. 1 is going to be Petrukovic. Come on, Gatehouse is strong. Yes. Oh, and finally a Sturm. Don't go into gray. No! So 5 plus 3 is 8. He pushes another rifleman in. Oh, man, I got 3 guys to take out this turn. But hey, I gotta believe I can get 4 attacks on them before he tries to run. All right, so first let's have Hakel attack. He is +1 because Renaud is there and inspiring him. So I roll 2 dice against the scout. Boom. Okay, next we'll have just one of our basic guys here attack, I guess, the rifleman. No! Okay, we'll have the commander do the same thing. Yes? We got 1 more shot. Can our French soldier take out that scout? Come on, 50-50, and then Barotra is gone. Yes! So, boom! Yellow is free and clear, so he is out of here. And we look at the current number. We are in level 2 of the enemy deck, which means he gets out the earliest possible. So how it works is we'll take this card, we'll take the bottom 9 cards of the deck and shuffle it in there. So it could still be the bottom-most cards of the deck and get us nothing. But, hopefully not. And hey, on another positive note, I did make the whole front of the castle suck less. But I still have no suppression over there, so I'm sure the Germans will have some fun surprises for me. Okay, camouflage, +1 defense. Oh, first we got some suppressive fire. So I go around from lowest to highest position, but luckily we only have a single machine gunner. So he just gets to suppress 6. That'll be my machine gunner in the gatehouse. Oh no, he actually got him. So he is disrupted, which means it'll take a whole recover just to get rid of that. And if he gets disrupted again, he's dead. More disruption coming. We got a mortar being placed on 7. Oh wait, crap, we do have a machine gunner on 7. Whoops. So hold on, let's roll for him first before the mortar comes in. 3, going after this guy. And he does not disrupt. Okay, now the mortar tries to come into 7. Oh, and I have nobody to suppress. So this is not good. We could have our first casualty. That guy's 50% of the results. No, they're going for this guy. 3 dice for the mortar. None of them a 6 or higher. And finally placing 2 scouts and with camouflage to make them harder to take out. First going to 6. Pretty crowded over there, but I did take out the guy who was there, so no one goes forward. Second going to 10. That track has seen no attention, so I'll let it go for now. Well, not that I have a choice. I have no gray suppression. Alright, so they are camouflaged for the rest of this turn. Let's try to kind of get our people back in action. So let's see. Let's get my leader back. Let's get this leader back. A little trend going here. Let's get him back. Let's get our big machine gunner back. And let's get our boy Pollock back. Our tactic for this turn, extra die for all the attack building cards. But no, we have a single Sturm coming in. 10 again. Wow. Still have no suppression over there. They were really roughing up over here. Second, a sniper. Going for yellow. Luckily, all the yellow guys have 6 defense, so hopefully they'll survive. Okay, 1 takes up to 2. My officer here. Yes! Wow. Because if the officer had died, that would mean there would have been no one to keep this low morale rifleman from running away too. It would have been a 2-for-1. Finally, a 20mm flak. Uh-oh. This rolls to disrupt all defenders in a color. Now, this is not one of the ones that gets an extra die. It'll just be 2 dice against each person in the color rolled. I really hope they get red, because remember, purple building sucks right now. Come on, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Alright, so going down the line, 2 dice against each red person, including Pollock. Alright, so the 1 position. Oh, they got him. 2. They got him. 3. No. 4, no. 5 down here, no. And 6, yes. So that was not too pretty. Alright, so let's, first things first, finally get some suppression back on Gray. And let's order him to command. We can do 2 on this guy to protect him and flip him, and then I guess get my stronger guy as well. Oh man, over here I don't even have a commander to take care of them. Whoa! If this guy gets blown up, all 3 of them run away. Let's definitely spend an action to protect him. Now let's have Gangle command all of these guys to come back. And I'm actually going to use this rifleman to shoot so Lee can command everybody in a second. I'll shoot one of the scouts over here. Got him. Oh, wait. I guess this guy's a little more likely to come out. All right, new tactic. Fire support. When you place a mortar, place an additional mortar unless you suppress them. So suppression of mortar is very important. Oh, we're getting a location attack. 2, that's the keep. Still holding strong. Continues. Wow, the great location rolls. Second is indeed a mortar. Where's it going? Where's it going? 8. Okay. I really cannot afford to have 2 more mortars there. Okay, 3. Gonna go 3. Really overspend here. Oh my gosh, I guess I needed it. None of them get placed. Finally, another location. That's going to be the keep again. You can't get into this castle. No, they can't. Wow. Well, that was a pretty awesome turn. Worked out well for me. But keeping those mortars out really drained my gray suppression. So let's go ahead and get 5 back. All right, let's do some commanding to get all of them ready. Go ahead and get a Schrader ready as well. And let's bring back our friend for suppress here. Camouflage again, dang it. Oh, and the sniper's definitely camouflaged. He's shooting at red. Oh man, if he rolls a 6, Pollock is done for, I'm sure. A 2. Okay, good. It's not the officer, because again, that'd be devastating. He's already messed up. I guess I wouldn't mind too much, but he stays alive. That's only because the keep still had 6 defense. Oh, will it keep 6 defense? No, don't roll North Terrace. Oh, God. And they do, of course. All right, so we need 5 dice. 5 dice to roll a 3 or less, or terrible consequences. Yeah, no way. So Pollock is dead because I never recovered him. Schrader and this guy. Yuck. Pollock, our best soldier, first one to go. So sad. And totally my fault, too. Oh my gosh, disrupting. Oh man, if they roll purple, probably everyone's dead there. Yep. So it's 2 against Schrader. He dead. 2 against the officer. He's alive. And 2 against our 1 in the Great Hall. Oh man, really? And finally 2 against our guy over here. He's fine. And here's the thing. I don't think I want to send anybody into the North Terrace. It'll make defending purple really tough, though. I'll have to really put down some suppressing fire. Okay, let's make 1 action making sure I don't lose another commander. My friend Signer can lay down some more fire on Gray. Although, honestly, Gray has all the suppression I'll need for a while. I need to get purple shored up in red. Let's get this commander back in action. Let's go and use him to do 2 suppression on red. Yeah, and the negative thing is I got lots of people who can shoot yellow, but nobody's in yellow now. I just have a ton of machine gunners and stuff in gray. I can't bring out... I could bring my Frenchman over somewhere else, but no, there's nowhere good to put him. Well, here, let's have this rifleman shoot at one of the green guys. I guess 11 is the most likely. There's a 1 bonus from the inspiration. Boom! Oh, wait, they had camouflage. But luckily I rolled high enough, so it's okay. Oh, suppressive fire. Machine gunners and mortars +1. That'll be bad if we get that. But first, we're just getting Mounds of Disruption. I'm kind of hoping for purple because no one's really left there. There we go. All right, so we'll do the 3 guy first. He's not disrupted. That guy is great. My commander, beautiful. And my 1 guy, darn it. Oh, they're attacking again. Looks like they're going for the front mainly. Oh, my tank. No way, you cannot be defeated. Oh, no. That was down to 5. Yeah, and that's not good, because remember, there's all those extra Panzerfaust that can take it down really quickly. Oh my gosh, speaking of... No. Oh my gosh, how many rockets has that tank withstood? Awesome. I forgot to remove my action tokens. Alright, so he'll get all of his guys back in the action. Once again, I just have like a ton of guys that can't do a lot. I guess I'll unexhaust some of these guys. They can shoot in the right spot. So let's get the officer. Let's get this guy. And they probably won't shoot at the North Terrace again for at least a little while, so let's get Dietrich ready to shoot. And it never hurts to have a ton of stuff. Maybe I'll even just use 2 dice to shoot at like the mortar or something. Our new tactic, Marksman, Sniper +1. Hopefully I don't get another one. Nope, finally some soldiers being placed, which I kind of wanted in a way. Alright, so Sturm's coming in on 4. It's a red and it's kind of crowded, but again, I don't want to waste it on Sturms if I can help it. Oh, machine gunner coming in. I think we're going to let him survive. 11? Alright, I guess I'll spend 2 of my 3 there. Glad I had some on green. Got him. Finally, still shooting rockets at the tank. Come on. Oh, no. Okay, it's down to 4. I want to get him out of there. Haha, darn it. Yeah, okay, it's kind of crazy. I'm going to move Steiner out. It's a dangerous spot to be in, but at least it's important. Just in case I get the chance to run him away, I'll get this guy ready. Now we'll go and attack for 2 against the mortar up on 7. Got it. And while Dietrich continues to be not dead, let's go ahead and shoot at one of the scouts. I guess I'll do the one right on 6. No. And then let's have this rifleman shoot that rifleman. They're friends. Come on, man. Shoot your comrade. All right, come on. Don't blow up the tank. Don't blow up the tank. Okay, focus fire again. Increase by 1 when they're shooting the building. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't roll a 1 or 2. Don't roll a 1 or 2. No! Oh, man, Worsham, you don't even know why you were over there. And he did not roll any, 3s? With the +1? Damn it! You're dead. Alright, so the tank is gone. And if I survive, this will matter. You get 5 victory points if the tank blows up when no one's in there, but I'm not getting those since my 1 guy was still there. Oh, now they get some suppressive fire. Well, thank God I got rid of the mortar. So we've just got our 2 machine gunners. First one's going for 3. Rushford does not get him. Yeah, Gatehouse stands strong. Second one's going for Petrukovic again. Does not get him. Oh no, another location thing while they have +1. Probably going to be North Terrace. Oh, it's not. It's the Keep. Man, the Keep's not looking so hot. I don't really want that to have less defense. The +1 didn't matter. Alright, it's down to 5. Alright, let's see. We got a decent number of cards left, but don't forget, somewhere in the bottom 10 is the reinforcements that'll save the day. Alright, first action, let's have Bluschmidt, or Bleschmidt, or whatever his name is, shoot another red rifleman. Or not another, that's the same one the other guy missed. Boom! Get Signer ready. Hopefully he can lay down some good suppressive fire where we need it. Let's get this guy ready too, I guess. You know, I'm actually thinking I might get Gangle up there. Maybe even move Renault. And just really go crazy with things. Yeah, you know what? What the hey? Let's live dangerously. Oh, and hey, I can bring out another French guy, because I get more victory points if they are out of the cellar. Okay, tactic, barrage, extra dice. I got so many of those, I got to imagine I'm not going to have too many more this turn. 3 riflemen, I'd rather have the flak shooting at me. Well, let's hope they go for gray, because I've got so much suppression built up. First one, no, going for purple. That place is really bad, but I also don't want to use all my suppression on 1 guy. Let's use 1. Come on. Yes. Second of 3. Going to 4. That's red. I'll try 1 again. Boom! This is awesome. This is awesome. Last one, 11. That's green. Okay, I'll use my only one. Space is empty anyway, but wow, that was great. But they aren't done. 2 Sturm running up. A 7. There we go. That's gray. Although it's also a spot that's not in any danger because the machine gunner can't run up. I have so much, but I know more guys are coming. I'm just going to let them run. Okay, and second one, 5. Ah, it's purple again. Okay, let's... no. I'm going to save them. Might be a terrible, terrible decision. And last... Hey, reinforcements! So we now have these guys available. They can come in like at the beginning of the game where I just place them on an empty space and they get to do an action immediately. Now, before we get to them, let's do this. Now, even though Renault has acted, he'll still give his +1 bonus to everybody for inspiring them. So Signer can now do 3 suppressing, and Dietrich can do 2. So let's do 3 total on purple and 2 on red. And I was going to bring Gangle in, but whatever. Let's send in one of my reinforcements and get 3 more suppression on purple. We might not stop the guys that are already on the board, but we can hopefully keep more from coming on. Let's see, what else? Let's have Petrukovic. I guess he'll just shoot at one of the machine gunners. Let's do the one on 7. Did not get him. For my last action, let's get Lee in the Great Hall ready to command. Now, we're getting very low here. We could end this, not this turn, but potentially the next turn. Oh, this is not a good one. Assault. If we would do a Sturm card, we place an extra Sturm unless we suppress all of them, and they have 5 defense, so suppressing all is tough. Ooh, there we go, placing 2 or 3 if we can't suppress them. But hey, we've been saving up suppression. Let's see how we do. I'll save it up except on green, so don't roll green. 8, that's gray. What the heck, we're going to spend 3. Need a 5 or a 6. Boom! Okay, second one, if we stop him, the third never materializes. 10, that's also gray. Let's spend 3 more. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Whoa! Wow. Thank you. So the third guy never shows up. Oh, we have 3 riflemen coming. All right, first one, 12. We can't suppress there. That's green. Second, 7. Let's see. We got 4 left. Let's spend 1. 7 does not advance much. Got him. And third one, 10. Oh, we'll spend 2 there. That is not a good one. Got him. We aren't letting you pass, y'all. Mortar. Where's it coming? Where's it coming? 9. Well, I've got a single gray left. Let's try for it. And no. So it's going to shoot one of us for 3 dice, going after my machine gunner. And they do finally get him. He's not dead yet, just disrupted. Alright, so we have entered the sweet spot. Any turn now, we could flip the card and end the game. Now, our score is based on having more defenders out and also having fewer Germans on the board. The thing is, I have nowhere to put anybody because I haven't lost enough people and the tank is gone. So let's just try to protect the win. Let's have Renault put down 2 suppression. Let's have Rushford put down 2 because that's the only one I'm going to get in gray. We'll have Bassi unexhaust just in case the game goes long. And let's shoot at some of these guys, I think. Anyone to shoot at red. So let's unexhaust over here. And I guess let's unexhaust here. Now, hopefully the game will end immediately. Let's see what happens. Our tactic first. Fire support. When you place a mortar, place an additional mortar. Okay. Alright, any of these could be it. That's not it. 2 riflemen. 10, that's gray. I'll spend both of these. Got him. Other one, 8. I have no suppression left, but 7 and 8 I've really kept under control. Still haven't won. 2 Sturm coming. First is 9. We can't stop him. Uh-oh. Second is 10. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay. Last card. Darn, it's not done yet. 2 riflemen. Okay, don't do gray. I don't have anything to stop you. 5. That's purple. That's a bad spot, but I can spend... Oh my gosh. I don't know. I have so much. I'll spend 3. What the heck? Okay, I got him. And come on. 3. That's a red. I'll spend 2 over there. Don't come in the front door. We have no defenses there. Stopped him. Alright, so even though red and purple are pretty bad, I have a ton of suppression. I have like nothing over on gray. Alright, so let's try to fix that. We'll have Bassi command these guys. That's 1, 2, 3. We can have this guy shoot at a scout. No. We can have this guy shoot at the scout coming from 10. No. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Let's get Clemenceau unexhausted and have Huckle attack with 2 dice. He'll go for that same scout. Got him. All right, once again, any of these cards can end the game. We have 6 left. Tactic is Northern Approach. Only for Rifleman or Scout. Roll 1 die and add 3. I think I might have played that wrong last time. I didn't know it was only Rifleman or Scout. But that's kind of good for us. They're less likely to come to gray. Oh! Ooh! Yay! Woo-hoo-hoo! We won on Veteran. Let's see, what would we have had? 2 suppressive fires. Actually, that's not too bad. With 2 machine gunners and the gatehouse that they would be shooting at, still having 6 defense, we might have been okay. So let's calculate our score. First, for our French defenders, we get 5 if the guy escaped. 3 for each French defender in the building, so that's 11. And 1 for each one still hiding in the cellar, so that's 13. All right, next I give you kind of a high view of things. I get 1 for everybody else. So I have 18 other guys plus 13, that's 31. The tank did not get blown up with nobody in it, so I don't get those 5. Now I get 1 for every SS counter. I'll just count them up for you. All right, so I have 23, so minus 1 for each. So 31 minus 23 is 8. And if we go to the rulebook, that is a win. I get a Bronze Star, minor victory, but this game is tough, and I was on Veteran, so I will take it. So there you go. That was Castle Itter, designed by David Thompson. Click the link that just popped up if you'd like to hear my review of the game. Good gaming, and we'll see you at the next stop.